Hi, my name is Prita Patel, and I'm presenting our poster, The Influence of Sexual Maturity on the Herding Behavior of the Eisenia fetida, a pilot study. Eisenia fetida, also known as the red wiggler worm, is one of the most popular vermicomposting species worldwide. In 2010, Zerps et al. Reported a herding behavior in this species as the first case in the annelids. They found that individuals can communicate with each other via contact in order to decide on how to aggregate in large numbers. They proposed that the behavior might facilitate the survival of cooperating individuals and possibly the allele effect in this species. The present study tested the hypothesis that sexual maturity and types of substrates may affect the herding behavior. We investigate the substrate preference and herding patterns of juveniles and sexually mature adults separately as a solo and as a group of 7 using a two-choice maze seen in Figure 1 and Figure 2. Initially, we found that the annelids started moving within 30 minutes after the onset of a test, but without any significant preference determinable. Then we analyzed the resulting distribution after 24 hours. Overall, the types of substrate and sexual maturity affected their herding patterns. First, as reported in the first 2 columns of Table 1, it is evident that the solo individuals strongly prefer their composting substrate, RS, regardless of one's age as predicted. In the last 2 columns of Table 1 and Table 2, both groups of juvenile and adults still exhibited a clear preference for composting substrate over the unfamiliar pit moss PM substrate. The unfamiliarity was also confirmed by the large number of worms found in the substrate-free zone when both sites had PM only. If both sites of the maze had composting substrates, adults were divided relatively evenly, while juveniles would form a larger group. The chi-squared test using Bonferrari correction on the total number of animals found that the effect of sexual maturity and the substrate on the herding patterns were confounded. One thing to note is that we used 84 individuals in 12 replicates. Figure 4 shows the number of individuals summed up in all tests, and it's color-coded to match with Table 3. This is to help visualize the herding patterns across all the test conditions. Juveniles exhibited the stronger preference to the composting substrate, but adults were more likely to form a larger herd in either arm regardless of the substrate. The results indicated the potential effect of age-specific social communication in herding behavior. However, in this present study, it is inconclusive on how olfactory and tactile senses contributed to the resulting herding patterns. Even though they showed age and substrate-dependent aggravation, it is still possible that herding might be confounded by individuals' independent movement, not necessarily by any group decision-making. Therefore, we propose a further test on whether the behavior is mediated by active decision on the reproductive opportunity determined by chemical signaling, also if it would induce the allele effect via increased reproductive success. Thank you very much.